Welcome to the Successful Black Love podcast. I'm your host, Black Love. We have a great one in store for you guys tonight. First off, how was you guys this weekend? How's everything going with you, with the audience? I want to hear you guys' feedback. Tune in, tap in. We want to hear you guys tonight. We have an exciting topic tonight, and I have none other than my brother. He's a podcast host himself, a father, husband, um, life coach, transformational speaker, author. The list goes on. What can I say about my brother, life coach Swani? Welcome to the show, my brother.
Yes, sir. What's popping, my guy? Finally made it on the show, man. Look, this is a privilege, y'all, man. Look, this is an absolute privilege. I've been waiting to get on this show, man. We need to talk about the black love. I'm ready to talk about some love. You know what I mean? Everybody too much of a savage nowadays. We need some love. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, I'm ready for that, bro.
Yeah, for
Appreciate you
sure.
having me on.
Yeah, so a little recap. We have been talking about the five love languages. We mentioned words of affirmation. Which is one of a major love language for me personally. What do you think about words of affirmation, brother?
I would say that's my number one love language right there because when I hear words, so I'll give you an example. So my wife, she knows that's my love language, words of affirmation. When I hear words, it does something for me. It gets me pumped up to do something. So if I hear so now, and I'll use that analogy in the negative as well. So if I hear something negative, then that may put me down a little bit, especially if I hear it from somebody I care about, like my wife. So if I hear, you're not doing well or you suck or whatever, you trash. If I hear that, you know, just because I have a strong personality, it doesn't injure me as much as it used to, but it won't necessarily get me up. It won't get me motivated to go about the day if I just hear you trash and this, that, and the third. But as far as when I hear something positive, like uplifting, you're doing great, King. You keep going, do this, that, and the third. It gets me up. It gets me ready to run through a wall and do
Hmm.
even more for her and my kids. You know what I mean? So definitely words of affirmation that gets me up and going, bro.
Yeah, I think it's a ego thing for us men. When we hear, you got this, king. You are better than your circumstance. When we hear words of affirmation like that, it strokes our ego. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, definitely words of affirmation is a big one. Then we have physical touch. Physical touch is a big one for me. Um, Physical touch, and then we have um, quality time. That's another one. Um, what do you think about quality time and physical touch?
Physical touch, that's my second love language.
Yeah.
Man, let me just be real. I like to be touched. I
Right.
like when my wife you touch me. Let's be
Right.
real. I
Right.
like
Yeah.
it. I
Let's
dig
keep
it.
it real.
Yeah,
This.
let's keep it real.
Yeah.
Let's keep it a stack. Like I like it.
Stay.
But even just when I get a hug or something like that, just
Yeah.
a warm embrace. You know what I
Right.
mean? It could be just something slight, like you just walk past me, just brush past me, do something like this, or it could be like something real soft or you
Right.
know smooth or something like that. And I just like it.
Yeah.
You feel like okay, she cares about me. You know what I'm saying? Like you feel like okay, she's embracing it. So that's
Right.
kind of how I feel.
Right.
But definitely that's one of mine. Now quality time, that's one of my wife's. She
Mm.
likes the quality time. She likes to spend the time with me, and that's how she interprets love from her perspective. So if I'm sitting down and I'm actively engaged in a conversation with her, not like scrolling through my phone and all that, when I'm looking her in her eyes and engaged in a conversation, it could be 5 minutes, 10 minutes. It don't have to be for 2 hours. But as
Right.
long as I had that dedicated time to engage with her, that's what she considers quality time, and that's how she interprets love. So the same way that I would interpret her saying something nice to me. You know what I'm saying? Or just,
Yeah.
rubbing my back or just giving me a hug or something. So that's the way that she interprets love and the way that I interpret love. So just understanding what is needed for that quality time. And it's different for everybody.
Exactly.
It's different. So somebody else, quality time might be just sitting with them and saying nothing, but just
Right.
your presence,
Right.
your presence and actually being there, they actually consider that their quality time and their love tank is quote unquote full. So, you know, that's
Yeah.
my take on those two.
Okay. We're adding value here, guys. Like Coach Swani said, quality time and physical touch, or physical touch being one being his second love language, and quality time being his wife, sister Teja, being hers. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with quality time and physical touch. Nothing wrong with words of affirmation. It's not you're not we're not being simps. I hate the term simp. You being a simp. It's nothing wrong with that. We just men expressing our love for the women in our lives. And that's I would say quality time, physical touch, and words of affirmation are my top three love languages. I'm gonna keep it real. Um, and so receiving gifts, that was the fourth love language that we tapped into. Um, not really one of mine per se. I mean, I like gifts, but I'm more so of a giver. What do you think?
Same. I don't really care about gifts like that.
Yeah.
I've been used to giving. I've been doing that my whole life, even before
Mm-hmm.
got married. It's just in my spirit to just give.
Yeah.
I like seeing people receive it. I like seeing. So if I'm giving you a gift, I like the process of watching you unwrap it. Take it. That does something for me. You know what I mean? I
Right.
like, okay, they like me. The
Yeah.
anticipation is
She
building
like
up. It's
it.
like,
She
okay,
like
now when they
it.
finally open it, and then
Yeah.
that look on their face is like, yeah, like see when I get to see that, it's like, I bet, yeah, see that's all I did it for. Just that look, that right there. I was waiting on that. That right there, that's what I was waiting on. But yeah, I'm more of a giver, bro. But I understand some people interpret it that way. That's how they receive love.
Right.
That's
Exactly.
their love language and that's how they interpret it. So, it could be, you know, one, let me just use women as an example. So one woman, she may like flowers and candy. Another she might need a car. Somebody else just might need a card. It could just be
Right.
something that's a token of your appreciation, just to let them know that you care about them. Or, even if a man, even if that's his love language, it
Yeah.
could be something simple. It could just be some men consider making them a meal again. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
just typically what I've learned about these love languages is the thought that counts,
Mm-hmm.
and just the fact that you were thinking about them enough to give them something. So that's how I interpret that particular love language. So
Mm-hmm.
I would say that's my feedback on that
Okay. 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 Definitely agree with that. It's it's something about receiving gifts. Um, receiving and giving. You have to. It has to be a healthy balance. You can't give more than what you're receiving, or you can't receive more than what you're giving. Um, it has to be, like I said, a healthy balance. And you have to do, man. And this now speaking to the fellas, right now, maybe the ladies too, but do what you did, in the beginning to get your man or your woman. Do that in the beginning, and do that continuously. Do that to keep the relationship strong and healthy. You know. Um, and so, without further ado, we're gonna get into the real topic of tonight's show: acts of service. Acts of service. I just want to say, um, this wasn't this didn't make the top three, but it's definitely necessary in relationships. Um, being the fact that let's just take the relationship aspect out of it. But you are a veteran. Thank you for your service, brother. Um, what is your interpretation of acts of service? minus the relationship aspect. We're gonna talk about the relationship aspect later, but what is your take on that?
I mean, to keep it simple, it's just serving somebody, doing something for somebody that, you know, doesn't necessarily, it doesn't necessarily reap you immediate gratification or benefit. So let's say, for instance, um, somebody needs help moving some furniture, and I want to just, I don't necessarily want to do it, but I know they need the furniture moved. So I go move the furniture for them. That may be considered an act of service for them because if that's how somebody interprets love, however that is, that don't even have to be in a relationship aspect. I can give you an example just in the military in general, just serving. So in the military, I was in this career field. It's called services. So it's my AFSC, and that's just another name for a job title. And I was in services. So that was actually my job title was services, and
Mm-hmm.
exactly what we did. So we served in four main functional areas: food service, lodging, so hotel management, fitness and rec, and readiness and mortuary affairs. So those are four main areas that we served people in, and it was a huge field. It's a lot that you do in all of those different areas, and you pretty much touch all the troops at some point in time. So I would just say that if that's how you interpret love, just going and actually doing the work is not always. We don't always. So for somebody like myself, you know, that's not how I interpret love. So it takes me removing my ego and removing how I interpret love and just going and say, okay, this is how this person interprets it. So I have to go and do something. So it's not saying I love you. It's not giving you a hug and expressing it that way. It's not what the other ones gift giving. It's not giving you something so you can see that I actually have to do something. So this is application. I have to actually get up and just do something. So washing the dishes. I may not want to wash no dishes, but
Mm-hmm.
that's how that person interprets love via acts of service. Going
Mm-hmm.
to mow the lawn. I might not feel like cutting no grass, but that's how that person interprets love. So that's what I have to do in that particular instance. So
Mm-hmm.
acts of service is pretty much just doing something for somebody in a
Yeah.
nutshell.
And shout out to Germany and Brandy Yates for the book Triggers. That's something they touched on in the book. You know, doing doing something that the your loved one or your significant other, your spouse, doing something that serving them. Whether or not you like to do it or not, is it's a benefit for them, and so you serve in any way possible to make them happy, and yeah, that's a big deal. So let's talk about switch gears and talk about the relationship aspect of acts of service, and we touched on it briefly, but let's dig deeper. Acts
Mm-hmm.
of service. So um, how do you serve in your marriage?
Man, foot rubs, back rubs,
Yeah.
watching the kids when she need a nap. I mean, doing the dishes. I mean, just stuff around the house, man.
Yeah.
Honestly, I mean, honestly, whatever needs to be done. It's hard to really point to one thing in particular because, whatever it is I feel needs to be done at that particular moment, that's how my wife, and that's one of her love languages, acts of
Mm-hmm.
service.
Yeah.
That's how she interprets love. So, from again, just to recap on mine, see, I might need to hear her say something nice. She might need me to go do the laundry. She interprets love the same. That's how she interprets it.
Right.
So I'm English, she French. So to me, that don't make sense going to do some laundry, and that's how she understands love. But when someone explains it to you and says, "Hey, look," when she just walked up to you and gave you a hug and massaged your back, how did that feel? And
Right.
you think about it like, "Oh yeah, I like that. I was digging that."
Yeah.
But she felt the same way when you did the dishes.
Yeah.
So I'm scrubbing the dishes. I'm getting it in now. Oh, that's how she feel. Oh man. Yeah, so it's really more of that. So me understanding that that's her love language in the first place. That's the important part. You gotta first even understand what your significant other's love language is. Because
Mm-hmm.
if you don't even know what it is, you trying to give her something based on your love language, or him something based on your love language, and on your love language, not theirs.
Right.
So you giving them something that you speaking a foreign language to them.
Mm-hmm.
They can't comprehend the way that you're trying to articulate this love language because you giving them what you like.
Exactly.
So if I'm calling my wife beautiful and things like that, of course she loves that. I'm not saying she's not gonna receive the compliment, but if that's all I'm doing, if I'm giving her everything that I interpret, that I comprehend as a love language, if
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying talking to her nice, if I'm just rubbing her shoulders, and don't get it twisted, she likes that too, because that's
Yeah.
also acts of service.
Yeah.
That's kind of two things. It's physical service, but it's also what she considers an act of service. So when I think about it, she likes what she likes. I like what I like. I have to give her how she interprets it though. I gotta
Right.
speak her language.
Right.
And it's been a while since I read the book, but that's just my constant understanding of the book.
Mm-hmm.
Give the person what they need,
Yeah.
how they interpret the love
Right.
language. Matter of fact, it's not often that I've heard about this, but what happens if both spouses have the same love languages?
Mm.
So they both like to be talked to nicely, or they both like to be get massages, or whatever the case may be. You
Mm-hmm.
know, what happens when that happens? Now you have to kind of give each other what each other needs, and it makes it a lot easier because you
Yeah,
can
and I need
interpret it.
you to open this juice for me.
Okay, so hold on, save it to the side. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. I was trying to
Hi,
ignore it. I was
Hey,
trying to ignore it, but
hey, sis.
hi,
you're on the camera too. Just a heads up.
hi, everyone. I'm the wife.
Yeah,
Like a hot mess right
I don't know
now,
if she can.
but
I don't know if they can hear you anyway. But
acts of
all right,
service.
so check this out. This is a perfect example
Right.
of acts of service. Y'all see this?
Yeah.
Y'all see this? Can't get the top off, so I'm getting the top off for her. Bye bye. Look at that. Look, we couldn't have planned that no better than that. Oh my goodness. See, we
Yeah.
couldn't have planned that no better. We could have planned it. I appreciate that illustration, but
I mean, need help.
I know you did. It's all good. But yeah, so I mean, that perfect illustration.
Yeah.
Acts of
Yep.
service. Now look at that. She just went up there with a smile on her face. She
Yeah.
grinning now. She
Right.
grinning. And
Right.
look, she about to cook me some more food after we done. So we
That's
good.
what's up. That's what's up.
But
Yeah,
yeah, man. But
it's all
that's my
about.
take on it.
Yeah, it's all about how that other person feels. And the acts of service. It's not. We're putting ourselves. We're putting ourselves on the back burner and making sure that our spouse, our loved one, or our significant other, our person is appreciated and feels appreciated and feels valued. That's what it's all about. Making sure that not only are they taken care of, but they feel secure and safe and protected. So so yeah, that's definitely some good gems you dropped on us today, brother. Um, and we are two halves of the three Virgo brothers. Our brother Demarcus couldn't make it on the show, but we definitely we're definitely going to be back for the 360 Circle of Kings. When is that happening, bro? Because the car's on
Man,
you.
this month, this month, this month. Matter of fact, we gotta. Hey, look, I like how we can have transparent conversations, man.
Right.
Look, 'cause, but I'm gonna shoot for either next week or the week after. This is what the week of the 8th. So so our birthday is this week too. You
Oh
know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like
I
both
almost
our
forgot.
birthdays
I
is
almost
this
got
week.
my. I forgot it was our birthday. Like, oh my god.
Man, life and don't
Yeah,
it?
yeah,
Hey, bro, 3 days away. So
right.
yeah, but if y'all want, man, we can record. We can record next week and start back dropping episodes. Cause I'm trying to wait till the end of the month after our
Hmm.
birthday and all that good stuff. But
Yeah,
yeah, but we can start back dropping them next week. Like
yeah.
I guess next Sunday or something like that. We can figure it
Yeah,
out.
that's definitely a bet. And speaking of dropping things, you have a novel you're working on, don't you? A self help book. You
Yes,
have a
yes.
couple of them.
There's a few of them
Yeah,
actually.
yeah.
But so it's basically going to be so you know how the love languages, Dr. Chapman, he kind of had numerous books on the love languages. I think he did
Mhm.
one on like love languages of kids and all that.
Mhm.
So basically, my book, Honor Your Path, I'm gonna be doing multiples of that book. So I'm gonna be doing Honor Your Relationship Path, excuse me, doing the honor your money path. So it's going to be a number of different areas that we're going to stretch out to, but we're going to mine them out in those books because I touched on it in the first book. The honor your path just kind of it's really pretty much just general based on your life, but on the next books it's going to be more specific. So honor your relationship path, that's going to be relationship focused. Money path, that's going to be finance focused. So we might get into like budgeting and breaking down, kind of how that looks. And but it's going to be the same kind of concept. It's going to be a 31-day self-assessment for you and your life. It's really accountability tool, kind of the same general concept. But that's what we're going to do in those books. But the book that I was telling you about with the Kings, that's going to be a whole different book. That's going to take a whole lot of research, a whole lot of. So I'm
Yeah.
still doing active research on that. But that's going to be basically a manhood book, and teach the
Man
young
up,
boys how
king
to
is
be
slain.
men. So yeah, that's the
Yeah.
plan for that. But out of your path, those are the books I'm working on right now.
Cool. 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 Okay. Yeah. If you guys want to support the channel, I am well, support the show and the channel. I am creating an online course, Art of Black Love. It's going to be a course and slash coaching program for couples, for men that need help becoming gentlemen or learning different different etiquette techniques. And also too, if you feel that you are struggling with a fear in your life, I'm writing a self help book. Your Inner Lion, a powerful guide to conquering your fears. So be on the lookout for those. Swanee, do you have anything else you wanna drop on the audience tonight?
Um, one thing I want to leave with everybody, just based on these love languages, is make sure that whoever's special in your life, it could even be a child, even if you don't have a significant other, understand what their love language is because that way you can understand how they interpret love and you can understand how to best serve them. So make sure that you taking yourself out of the equation and putting the other person into the equation when you're trying to actually help and serve somebody.
Mm, awesome, awesome. So tell them where they can find you.
You can find me at on Instagram, Life Coach Swani, all word, one word. So Life Coach and Swani on Instagram as well as on Facebook, Life Coach Swani. And I also have my podcast channel. That's Swani Speaks Up. So that's SWANI Speaks SPEAKS and UP Up. So that's on Instagram as well as Facebook. So y'all can tap in with me there. And my book, Honor Your Path, a 31-day journey towards your desired greatness. Man, I almost just went right into the commercial like I was on my show, man. Let me calm down. Let me calm down, man. Let me calm down. But yeah, that's on Amazon. It's a you can get a hard copy as well as an ebook, and make sure you pick that up. I recommend the hardback. If you like, you're a person that likes to jot down notes because there are challenges in pretty much every chapter. Is either a challenge or affirmation. So make sure you pick that up. Start at the beginning of the month. Do all 31 chapters because it'll take you through the whole month. That's all I got, brother.
Okay, awesome. And you guys know you can find me on Instagram at underscore successful black love underscore. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're constantly growing, constantly building. The YouTube channel is the Successful Black Love Podcast. Uh, Smash that like button and hit the notification bell as you'll be notified of all great content that we post on the channel. And until next time, signing off.
Sign off. Peace.